Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? Yes, people are talking about how cryptos have been creeping up a little at a time. But fair warning, it's about to crash majorly. There are some other things going on that most people aren't even aware of, like the connection between FTX and tether. And we're going to talk about that because I'm expecting cryptocurrencies to crash even more. You can see Bitcoin possibly drop down to around somewhere below $10,000. I remember when I did my videos, I told people all my concerns about cryptocurrencies, all of them, and people thought I was crazy. Gave me hell, gave me all kinds of crap. Trust me, those same people are praying to God every day that their cryptos will take off all over again so they can go, see, Pimpy, you're wrong. But here's the thing. Before that day comes, I'm going to be even more right. And that is all the corruption that's involved with cryptocurrencies. I said there would be some storm that would come along of corruption, and you would see all the cryptocurrencies crash. Boom. And I said there would be maybe a handful of cryptos left over when it's all said and done. Bitcoin and Ethereum were two of the cryptos I spoke about. But now's not the time to buy into them because they're going to be way more affordable in a very short period of time. Before we get started, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button. And if you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, head on over to our friends at Money Metals Exchange. The link will be down below in the description. If you are a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code PIMPYSILVER. Yes, it has changed. PIMPYSILVER. So if you're watching this video and it's an older video, make sure you check on current videos because the code is going to be changing from time to time from now on. Also, I can be found on other platforms. Everybody knows I have my own website, Pimpy's News Network. Over here, I post videos that I can't get away with over on YouTube. Also, I have a group on Facebook called Pimpy's Investment Chat. Over here, we do talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. Come on over here and join us. It's free to do so. You can also come follow me on Twitter, MeWe, YouTube, and Odyssey. The links for all these platforms will be down below in the description. So for whatever reason, if I get removed off of one platform, you could find me on the others. This post is a little bit older, but very interesting. I spoke about it before, but it says COMEX registered silver vaults fall to under 33.2 million ounces, the lowest level since May 26, 2017. Despite the drop in registered, vault totals rose to 299.9 million ounces. Open interest now equals to 206% of all vaulted silver and 1,863% of registered silver. In other words, they don't have enough physical silver to cover what is outstanding. Not good. Registered is negative 2 million. The eligible is positive 3 million. That leaves a net of 1,023,001. There's not enough physical silver out there. It's what I spoke about before. I showed this graph before as well. Looky here. This is in June. And here we are. Look how much silver has left the COMEX. When I tell you should get your silver now before it's too late, I wasn't lying. Stop looking at the price. Although the price is going up pretty good, I'm still saying it's going to jump up by leaps and bounds here quickly. Now, Blaine posted this a while back, so I just kind of wanted to get to it because I go through my comments from time to time, but I don't always have time to go through them, so it might be a while before I get back. Blaine says, I started stocking gold and silver last year. I'm guessing stacking is what he wanted to put, or she wanted to put. Last year to protect my money from the banks. There's one thing that bothers me. When this central bank digital currency comes in, which it will, and it looks like it, what will we convert our gold and silver back to? Well, that first question is, you have an option. You can hold on to your gold and silver, and when you need to, you could sell it for actual central bank digital currency. Now, I wouldn't sell all my gold and silver. Just sell what you need to take care of bills. But I would stay out of that system altogether. People have been saying there's a parallel underground economy could emerge using gold and silver, and it will. I can't see that happening for one, there will not be enough people holding metal to make it work. And if, say, a shop owner traded in gold, how could he pay his bills? Or she. I like how I did that. No, look, again, you can take some of your gold and silver and swap it for the central bank digital currency, although you try to avoid it as much as possible. So if you're not given an alternative on how you pay your bills, well, then obviously you're going to have to sell it for some of the central bank digital currency and pay your bills that way. But there's not going to be any doubt about this. There's going to be a parallel economy in which you can work out deals with people and trade gold and silver. This has been done quite a few times, and I found a formula, and I will show that in another video, that is used to determine the value of gold and silver as you go along in this so-called underground parallel economy. And it works really good. But it is important that you get fractionals. Fractional silver, fractional gold. Obviously, as you stated in here, how do you walk downtown with a bar of gold trying to buy bread? Well, obviously you don't. You would take a small portion of that gold with you. That's why you see a lot of people melt their gold down, put it into fractionals or little pieces, or they chip it off is what they used to do back in olden days. It's not necessary to do that anymore. It says also, you can't just walk down the road and buy a loaf of bread using a bar of gold. Well, when you go down to buy your loaf of bread, you might want to buy a lot more groceries, but obviously you're not going to be carrying down a bar of gold. Although, if there is a true parallel economy, you could take your bar of gold down there, spend what you need, and you will get your change back in smaller fractional pieces of gold along with silver, is how it works. How will the market price gold? It'll be there. It always has and always will be. Remember, it's the people that determine the value, not the government. Although the government likes to act like they're in charge, they do a great job of suppressing the value, but it's the people that will set that. If we go to a true underground parallel market, the people will set the price. Will it be a low price because the government knows you will have to convert it to central bank digital tokens? The central bank digital currency will be like a token that the government can control. It is. People are already preparing for it. Keynesian is one of them. So they have already worked out contracts. They're working with local mom and pop stores. They're working with bigger business, letting them know to be prepared for a possible parallel economy. The only way the central bank digital currency is successful is if we allow it to be successful. Keep that in mind. In fact, will precious metals still be precious? Yes, it has been for 6,000 years. I told you I found the formula. I will share with everybody because it is interesting to see how they have it played out. And then we'll just kind of take it from there. So SBF getting arrested, that was not surprising. He's supposed to come testify under oath to Congress. That's why he got arrested. Because there's some people in Congress that don't want their names dropped. And that's what was going to happen. So don't be surprised if somehow, some way, this guy ends up dead, killing himself, and he's going to say because of the guilt he felt of all the people he ripped off. And he's going to use the same rope that was used in a jail cell for Jeffrey Epstein. This guy is going to kill himself. They're going to kill him. I told everybody way back when this thing first started to break that FTX was involved in some shady crap and that they're not a legitimate token. And I say, get ready, because they were using this cryptocurrency to funnel money to some real shady deals. And for those of you who are unaware, there were 3 different young crypto billionaires that died magically and mysteriously. And each one of them was involved with the cryptocurrency that was linked to child sex trafficking. And I wouldn't be surprised to find out that FTX done the same thing. And the CEOs are well aware of who has the cryptos and who doesn't. So they are like the Jeffrey Epstein of the crypto world. And we all know that Jeffrey Epstein was better dead than he was alive because of the names that he could drop. But other than that, let's take a look at cryptos because they are moving in a positive direction. Heck, we're looking at Bitcoin at $17,783. It is almost back to the $18,000 mark. But don't get too excited because the next one to fall is Tether. because Tether is actually linked to FTX. Ethereum's at $1,321. XRP is at 39 cents. Dogecoin's at 9 cents. Cardano at 31 cents. Polygon at 92 cents. Polkadot at $5.28. Litecoin's still climbing. Congrats to those guys. I know Lisa and Clint Westwood are happy about this. It's $77.73. Solana still taking a hit. $13.87. Shiba's at 50924. So yes, crypto's moving slightly in a positive way. But it still can't ever, not ever, beat real money. Oh yeah, you can see that. You know what's great about this? This is a 1 ounce silver eagle coin with the West Point mint on there. They only make about 1 million of these per year. They're limited edition. And the best place to go get them? Money Metals. Terra Luna Classic still hanging around at 30168. At one time it was at close to 2, but came back down again. Still hanging on, because you never know. Saitama still making a healthy climb. Look at this, up 7% today. You can see over the past 24 hours and over the past week, it's still climbing. Nice healthy jump up here, but a little bit of a pullback. So go on Saitama. Saitama at 2011. Keep on going, baby. I want you to keep dropping zeros. Silver closed today close to $24 at $23.68. You can see here at one time it was above $24, but it's pulled back just a little bit. Still a healthy, nice climb. Going back to December the 5th, it's up about $1.50 overall. Anyway, silver at $23.68. Gold above that $1,800 mark. I love it. I like to see it break $1,845, sitting at $1,810. You can see right here today when the markets first opened, it jumped from about 1788? Yeah, 1788. Got up there to 1822. There was a little bit of a pullback because both gold and silver are way overdue for a breakout. I keep telling people, hang tight, man. Hold on to gold and silver. It's going to be your safety net. People ask me many times, Pimpy, why do you keep saying that inflation rate is not real? That's because they don't use the same formula. Each administration decides what is going to be included and excluded in the CPI portion of the calculations for inflation. And that's just it. Everything is based on politics. So you can see right here, shadow government statistics keeps the legitimate formula for inflation. So when you see them saying right here, oh, it's just somewhere around 7%, you can see the real inflation number is way up here. So where is inflation? When you see it around 7, just add on the safe side another 5% to it, just to be on the safe side. So it definitely is up there in double digits. It has been for a while. It got as high as 18.5%. They're using all kinds of shenanigans, once again, to lie about the numbers that they're reporting to us. So don't fall for it, you guys. This is why you need gold and silver. It's a great weapon against inflation. It keeps its purchasing power. Anyways, I heard about the fact that Tether was going to fall big time. And when it does, it's going to take a lot more cryptos down with it. Just because people are tired of all the corruption, the scandals involved with cryptocurrencies. And I keep telling you, don't think this is a coincidence. It's not. They didn't want anything competing with the central bank digital currency. Let's listen to Chico Crypto get into it just a little bit more so you can understand how it is that Tether is getting ready to crash. And when it does, it's just going to be another major owie to the crypto world and why it is for you just to hang tight with your cryptos. That's the best you could do just to see what happens after the dust clears.
As well, you read it right. Friedberg kept himself tied to the money stream wherever it went. What are the odds the two lawyers who were involved with Excapsa during its time cheating online poker players are now working with two of the largest crypto entities who have close ties, as Alameda, aka FTX, is Tether's biggest customer? Again, what are those odds? Well, now it's time to get into the new content, a major connection which may give regulators the evidence they need to go after Bitfinex and Tether. Back in March of this year, Alameda Research...
Just so you're aware, in 2019 and 2020, Bitfinex and Tether were already involved with all kinds of corruption and crap like that. They were under investigation and they were expected to collapse back then. For some reason, they managed to pull through, but here they are again in the midst of yet another scandal.
Invested some money into a bank here in the United States. From this Crowdfund Insider article, we can see it says, FBH and its fully owned subsidiary Moonstone Bank today announced that it has raised $11.5 million in a private placement from an investment by Alameda Research Ventures. Moonstone Bank, which is previously Farmington State Bank, is located in Farmington, Washington, a small rural town of only 133 people. Going to the bank's address,
this is in Egypt. It's out in the middle of nowhere. Why invest in a bank that's out there in Cowtown, USA? 133 people live here. There are more cats and dogs than there are people. There are more cattle than there are people. But let's take a look at it, because see that little picture up there in the upper left-hand corner? That is the bank.
On Google Maps, we can get a look of what the establishment looks like. Checking out this side of the place, it looks like an extremely small bank, like the smallest I've ever seen. And then going to the only other side view we can get of the bank, we get the same idea, a small and shady looking place. And then if we scroll around, we get an idea of where it's located, in farmlands. Well, the shady look of the building isn't the only shady thing about Alameda's investment into the bank, because the investment itself raises some major eyebrows. From this American Banker article, the crypto contagion may not be that contained, we can see it says this about Alameda's investment. The investment arm of FTX bought just under a 10% stake in Moonstone, a la Farmington, for $11.5 million. Which would value the bank at roughly $150 million. Ownership stakes below 10% do not require regulatory approval.
Gee, ownership stakes below 10% do not require regulatory approval. And FTX bought in at 11.5, that's right around 10%.
Then, from this New York Times article titled Crypto Firm FTX's Ownership of U.S. Bank Raises Questions, we can see they say, at the time of the investment, Farmington was the nation's 26th smallest bank out of 4,800. Its net worth was $5.7 million, according to the FDIC. Why did Alameda invest double the bank's net worth for just a 10% stake? That doesn't make a lick of sense. And the big question, why didn't they want to have regulators knowing about the just under 10% ownership stake in the bank?
So when I tell you that SBF was an idiot and he was not truly the brains behind operations, this is what I'm talking about. Gary Gensler, the guy that runs the SEC, his job is to oversee these things. And Sam Bankman-Fried's parents are hardcore connected to the Democrats. Somebody walked this guy through. Somebody told him and explained to him what all the gray areas were. They set him up. They used this company to funnel money. People hand-walked this guy through all the regulatories and what he needed to do to get away with it. This is what the Democrats are the best at. They know how to use our own laws against us, is what they do.
Well, they had some big plans for Farmington this year and beyond. From the New York Times article on the ownership, we can see money started to flow in big time. The article says, before the acquisition, Farmington's deposits had been steady at about $10 million for a decade. But in the third quarter of this year, the bank's deposits jumped nearly 600% to $84 million. Nearly all that increase of $71 million came from just 4 new accounts, according to FDIC data. I wonder why money started to flow into the American bank, which was owned by Alameda, who has ties to Tether. Well, this connection sums it all up. Going to this PR release on the investment from Alameda into the bank and its parent company FBH, we can see they say, Jean Chalopin, chairman of FBH Corp., said Alameda Research investment into FBH Corp. And Moonstone Bank signifies a recognition by one of the world's most innovative financial leaders of the value of what we are aiming to achieve. This marks a new step into building the future of banking. The chairman of Farmington Bank's parent company, Jean Chalopin, is also the owner of another bank. Going to this article on the Deltec Bank website, we can see it's about Jean Chalopin. And scrolling down, we can see it says, today, Jean is Deltec's largest shareholder. Who banks with Deltec? Well, from this 2018 press release from Tether on their new banking relationship, we can see it says, Tether Limited is pleased to confirm that it has established a banking relationship with Deltec Bank and Trust Limited, a 72-year-old financial institution with headquarters in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
And they are in the Bahamas, just like FTX headquarters. Look, these people are going to suicide themselves. I'd be surprised if they didn't. Somebody is hand-walking these guys through how to circumvent all the regulations, how to keep from being detected, but unfortunately for them, they were detected. So now you got a lot of house cleaning to do because it goes deeper than that. It's not just these individuals that you're going to find out are connected. Yeah, you're going to find out that people like, I don't know, the Clintons are involved in this kind of stuff. Why is it that their name is involved in almost every major scandal in the world, but yet they walk free? That's because of their connections to our intelligence agencies and our political parties and their ability to just get away with whatever the hell they want to do.
From the looks of this to me, FTX and Alameda were an arm of Tether, allowing them to have their banking relationships within the United States that they cannot get. And when regulators start diving deep into this, things are going to get scary. The contagion could spread into the blood of the crypto markets.
There's no doubt this is going to happen. It's one crash after another. Luna Classic and TerraCoin, FTX, Tether. Whether this is all planned or not, they use these cryptocurrency companies to funnel money to projects, to politicians. They did some real scandalous stuff. All you got to do is Google the 3 young, rich crypto creators or crypto exchange people who mysteriously woke up dead. Because one of them started to explain how cryptocurrencies are used for children's sex trafficking. Leave it to the Democrats to find a way to do children's sex trafficking and try to keep it under the radar. Anyways, you guys let me know what you think. I look forward to comments and I'll get at you later. I'm out.